because he be folding his arms all the time. Like, I don't get it.
He's a maniac, the lover boy maniac. He's a maniac, but I just keep spinning back.
Does the smoke block shots?
Alright, what's up, YouTube? It's Lil Young Grabback Jr. I'm here again. So, I ain't made a video about a week, and I was thinking about something. You know, I just see how people like defend Vegeta and everything online. So I was like, I wanted to know why people think he's the best character, because I don't. And I just wonder why people, they're like crazy head over heels like Vegeta's just the best character. Like, I don't think he's the best character. I definitely don't think he's better than Goku or Gohan or Piccolo. But, you know, people think Vegeta like the greatest thing that ever happened to Dragon Ball. So, and I just wanted to see what people think. So I typed it in. We're going to bring it up. Why Vegeta's the best character. And I'm going to click this video. We're going to see what this person had to say, because it's the first thing that showed up. So I want to see what they say.
In a series that is so reliant upon the physical strength of their characters, I think it's pretty
Gotta get my
ironic that the
headphones
best
too, by the
character
way.
in the series is one who is never the strongest at any point in time. He was bested by this guy and this one. These guys, this one really gave him some problems. Shorty right here, everyone's favorite Bugman, and Mr. I Love Candy himself. So how could a character who constantly loses be considered the best? Well, it just comes down to what you value. From his very first appearance, Vegeta immediately captured our attention with his comments about Raditz. He so casually spoke down on a fighter who literally pushed Goku past what he could handle. So when he arrived on Earth and played the back, anyone could tell that it was simply because he was just above dealing with the likes of Piccolo, Krillin, or Tien. Goku's arrival on the battlefield was the signal for Vegeta's character to finally shine. And boy, was it special. He shows just how ruthless he is by killing his partner and one of the 3 remaining Saiyans at the time. Yet soon after that, he exhibits his respect for a fair fight by letting Goku pick the venue.
I'm not gonna lie, I might fast forward this sometime trying to watch it. My attention span sucks, so but I'm gonna pay attention again. I'm gonna watch it. We're gonna see.
Much like Goku, Vegeta is excited to go against any strong fighter, but he didn't know exactly what he was getting himself into. Even before his fight with Goku.
That's not true, by the way. Vegeta's never excited to go against somebody strong unless he can match them. He, like, whenever he feel like he's outclassed, he's not excited to go against that person, and he get all defeated and everything. We seen it with we won't, because I know y'all gonna say Broly's not canon, so we don't gotta count Broly, but we can count the same thing with Majin Buu, or even other times when he found out, even in the Buu Saga, when he found out Goku could have went Super Saiyan 3, like stuff like that. He gets discouraged very, very easily, and that's why I wonder what people come up with these things about him. Like, yeah, he trains hard, but his resilience is not there. His toughness is not there. Like, I don't know. Like, it's, to me, he only performed when he's in ahead, when he's the prince, when he's in charge. Like, but he can't ever really get out the mud like Goku can.
It is apparent that his arrogance is one of his defining traits. But when Goku started gaining the upper hand on Vegeta, Vegeta's determination was on full display. In life, there are those people that just can't handle when things don't go their way. And I've seen many times in anime and cartoons alike when the overpowered villain starts losing and they just don't know how to handle it. In a weird way, you had to respect just how hard Vegeta fought against Goku. He constantly mentions how he's a super elite and that Goku is low class. Why would a super elite exert this much energy, going through so much?
But that's the point. That's why he kept saying it, because he was shocked. He's like, why is this low class person keeping up with me? And he was falling apart mentally. That's why he kept getting mad. If you watch the fight, when he kept seeing Goku get stronger, he was getting upset about it because he was getting stronger. He wasn't like, wow, this is exciting. He's getting strong. I want to test myself. He's like, this shouldn't be happening. I'm elite, not him. That's what he was doing.
Pain. It made me wonder just what in Vegeta's life could have pushed him to become this relentless. Well,
see, now he finna do a what I call an ass pull. Like, he finna make up something, because nothing happened in this guy's life. Vegeta was born a prince. He was spoon fed. He went to planets. He bullied people. Like, that was his whole life. Like, he's been strong. He's been the guy forever. That's what he's used to.
on Namek, I got my answer. We knew in the Saiyan arc that Vegeta wanted to wish for immortality, and that carried over to Namek. Most times, I hate when an antagonist wants immortality because it's like, why? I can understand not wanting to die, but living forever doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, Vegeta searches all over Namek in pursuit of the Dragon Balls, committing heinous acts and enduring some minor yet very painful setbacks, but against all odds, he does it. He collects all 7 Dragon Balls, and as Krillin and Gohan agree to wish for Vegeta's immortality, they show up. They make quick work of Vegeta, Krillin, and Gohan, and if it weren't for Goku, all 3 of them would have died. That's L number 2 for Vegeta. But like he has before, he bounced back and was stronger than ever. Even
with the bouncing back, that's because Goku wanted him to live. Like, it wasn't a bounce back. Like, it wasn't like Vegeta was like, all right, you got me. Like, he was about to die. It wasn't like Vegeta had like a change of heart. He didn't even really have a change of heart until way later when he was on Earth. He had no choice after this saga, pretty much. But let's watch.
Capable of going toe to toe with Frieza, but that was before he transformed. And for a while there, all Vegeta could do was watch. There may have been a hint of fear, but he was also making a plan. And as crazy as it was, the plan to nearly kill himself worked. And then he faced Frieza. And for a while, he put up a great fight. But then he put all he had into one blast, and with little effort, Frieza simply kicked it away. Vegeta was stunned. And remember how a while ago I said
that right there, if you watch Dragon Ball, you will see this from Vegeta a lot. This is what he does all the time. This is what he does all the time. It's not just this moment. Majority of the time, whenever they face somebody, this is what this guy looks like. And then he's like, then Goku does something. He's like, but how? And then he tries to fight. And then he looks like this again. And then he powers up and it smiles and points at himself. Then he ends up looking like this again.
Why did Vegeta want immortality? Well, it was for this moment right here. These tears are what Vegeta tried to avoid. That feeling of hopelessness. The slow death that he knew he would endure. That's why he needed the Dragon Balls. And as Frieza shoots a death beam through his chest, Vegeta takes another L. And what made it worse is that he had to pour his heart out to someone he truly didn't like. He cried in front of those who bested him, just so that Goku could carry on the wheel of beating Frieza, the tyrant who enslaved their race. That moment of weakness went against everything.
That just made me wonder. Now, I don't think crying make you weak or anything, but have we ever even seen Goku cry like that? Goku just don't care about nothing, huh?
Vegeta believed in. This complex guy here finally started to make sense to me. His Saiyan blood coupled with his tragic backstory makes for a fighter who not only wanted to get stronger, but constantly felt the need to get stronger as well. And although he was in dire straits, it was the first sign of growth. 4 years passed and a lot changes for Vegeta. He lived on Earth, had a child with Bulma, and became a Super Saiyan. But the way he acted didn't change much at all. Yeah, he didn't feel the need to kill the Z fighters at all times, but honestly, I don't think that was ever his #1 goal.
I disagree with that. He was very much so different. Like the first Vegeta, maybe because I grew up with the Ocean dub, but that he was nuts. The Vegeta that first came to Earth was out of his mind. Like he was crazy. This Vegeta was calm still. Like yeah, he had a little attitude, but he was nothing like when he first showed up. Like that Vegeta that first showed up probably would have killed everybody. Like they're not the same. Yeah, he got a bad attitude, but if he was the same, he wouldn't have been messing around with Bulma. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not the same.
Once he fought Goku, it all shifted to just getting his rematch. Even with the son, he was just as arrogant, was extremely narcissistic, and threw caution to the wind at almost every chance he got. So was it any surprise that he took on Android 18 with little hesitation? No. But what was surprising was how bad he got beat. All of the Z fighters acknowledged that Vegeta was likely stronger than Goku, so
that was not a surprise at all. Like we said, this is what he does. He showed. Point at yourself. Point at yourself.
Yeah,
do it.
He probably can't take on both 17 and 18 at the same time, but one-on-one he's good. Boy, was I wrong. One broken arm later, Vegeta realizes that all his training and new Super Saiyan power was no match for the androids. Another L. And after all he went through on Namek, he didn't seem to grow very much as a character. And that trend continues when Cell fights. Vegeta and Trunks exit the hyperbolic time chamber with brand new levels of power and are more
now he's gonna feel good because he's strong.
Of beating Cell until Vegeta lets him become perfect. And as I'm sure we all expected,
hey, his neck
capable of beating Cell until Vegeta.
That's ridiculous though. If a dude was walking around like this, you better not mess with him, bro. Cause you can't do nothing with that. Do you see this? Oh, hey, what? That's ridiculous. See, stuff like this, you don't notice them when you a kid, but when you get grown and you like work out and shit, and you see stuff like this, you like, this is nuts. This is absolutely unreal. Y'all talking about unrealistic body standards. Look at this. I could never be this way. If I actually cared, I would probably. I'm not gonna say that, but I probably wouldn't be making YouTube videos because I'd be too worried about looking like this. But I'm not, so we cool.
The lesson become perfect. And as I'm sure we all expected, he was no match for Cell. So with his back against the wall, Vegeta flies high and prepares the final flash.
Mind you, this dude's so cocky, he named his move the Final Flash. He never even used it before. He just thought it was gonna work, and it didn't.
A display of power that shook the very foundations of the Earth, showcasing Vegeta's incredible strength and his refusal to back down. With all of his options exhausted, Vegeta disregards the Earth as he plans to hit Cell with everything he has. And again, it doesn't work. And what makes it even worse is that his own son was hiding just how strong he was to project Vegeta's pride. Another L for Vegeta. And until Cell comes back to Earth, Vegeta is essentially a non-factor in the Cell arc. But when he witnesses his son die, it is the first time Vegeta ever acted unselfishly. He didn't consider that Cell was in a completely different stratosphere of strength. He flew headfirst into an encounter that could have cost him his life. This was the first time Vegeta outwardly
And that's my thing with the people. Like, yeah, y'all like love that. Like how you said, oh, he jumped in there for his son. Goku been doing that the whole show. The show started off with Goku doing that. So I'll be wondering why is it special when this dude do it? Because he be folding his arms all the time. Like, I don't get it.
displayed his care for another person. And then later on, Vegeta blasted Cell to give Gohan the opportunity to unleash his power and win the battle. Vegeta, for the second time in the series, shows just how much he was changing as a person. Vegeta vowed to never fight again, and although he did, the defeat of Cell marked the start of a new chapter in Vegeta's life. If you've been around here long enough, you know I don't like the Buu Saga, but it was very effective in completing Vegeta.
And I'm kind of with him on that. It's not that I don't like the Buu Saga. It just, they don't do enough for me. Like, if you're a person who watched coming from Dragon Ball and all that, it's like you can see how the series started getting worse and worse. And the Buu Saga got some of the best characters and everything they introduced. But as far as the fighting, like, they barely did anything.
Personal character arc. Goku coming back to Earth for a day gave Vegeta the chance to finally settle the score, and he seemingly slips into his old ways. He even let a warlock quote-unquote control him for greater levels of strength just so he could fight evenly with his rival.
See, all I'm saying, Goku would never. We know Goku would never do that. Goku would say, "Nah, I'll just train on my own." Like, but this dude, even though he tried to flip it later and say, "Nah, it's because I did this. I wanted to." Look at his neck. I didn't notice that at first, but anyway, yeah, that's throwing me off. But Goku would never let nobody control him just to get some power. Goku would just die like how he is. That's all I'm saying.
This was against Vegeta's principles, though. He didn't like handoffs for strength, and he definitely did not like the idea of him being controlled. But this was all a part of a plan. He wanted to beat Goku and then sacrifice his life for the sake of the Earth as well. Unfortunately for Vegeta, he took a couple more L's. He didn't even really beat Goku, and he died just for Buu to come back with no problems. His sacrifice was a great moment, and definitely the most selfless thing he had ever done up until that point, but it's not as selfless as what Goku did with Cell. That ulterior motive of matching Goku has selfishness written all over it.
Of
when
course.
Vegeta comes back to Earth and fuses with Goku, I guess that was a sign of growth. But I want to talk about what happened on the sacred world of the Kais. Goku and Vegeta go right to their Saiyan instincts and insist on fighting alone, and Goku gets his chance to go first. And it is here where it all comes to a head. Vegeta's speech about Goku being the best was more than just an admission of Goku's strength, but it was also what could be considered the most humbling moment for Vegeta. For someone who had been beaten by a low-class warrior, his slave master, a bug man, and a fat piece of gum, his most humbling moment being him smiling and admitting that the way he thought all these years wasn't the best is unbelievably potent.
I just want to say something. How you gonna say you gonna make a video saying character A is the best because they admitted that character B is actually the best? That's a wild way to put it, and it's crazy, but that's what he did.
Because see, Vegeta does not like to lose. I actually think it's fair to say he hates it, but he is one who takes defeat in battle like a man and vows to be better the next time. But he always stood by his principles. His methodology and mindset were unwavering since his introduction. But to stand on the sidelines during a battle after being defeated time after time and realizing that he'd been wrong for so many years is such a great moment. He goes from the arrogant prince who cares not for others and will do everything to achieve his selfish goals to realizing that that way of thinking would never get him the strength he desired. Earlier, I mentioned how Vegeta's sacrifice against Fat Boo was just a little selfish. When Vegeta fights against Boo alone for the second time, he made a different kind of sacrifice. He knew there was a chance that he would die, but he wasn't trying to make a grand gesture. He was simply playing a role for someone he knew could get the job done. Vegeta, playing a role. I mean, we saw a glimpse of this when Gohan fought Cell, but this was different. And after Boo's defeat, as Goku gave Vegeta the thumbs up, that was the moment Vegeta's character arc concluded for me. That was the signal that they finally understood and accepted each other for how different they are. Since their first
Well, Goku never really Goku been accepting that dude. It was really just him the whole time. And even then, he accepted Goku for who he was. He just never wanted to admit that he was weaker than Goku. This is the first time he said, "You know what, man, you got it." But it took him years. I'll give him that.
I always believed that Vegeta could be different, but that's who Goku is. Characters change because of Goku, and Vegeta was no different. He went from a selfish individual who had an everlasting desire to be the strongest to a fighter that is satisfied with his role being just one of the strongest. He was satisfied without having that desire fulfilled. He found peace. I don't know if you remember, but in the beginning of the video, I mentioned that Vegeta being the best character comes down to what you value. Well, what I value is growth. And there is no better example of growth in Dragon Ball Z than Vegeta. But let me know what you think. Who do you think is the best character in Dragon Ball Z and why? With that being said, if you guys enjoyed...
It's Gohan, obviously. And that's not even my favorite character, but when we talk about the best character in the show, gotta be Gohan. Like, when I say best, I mean, like, as far as how they design what they could do, the excitement they bring, they personality, their character, it's Gohan. But, you know. Anyway, I'll be streaming. Like, subscribe, follow the Twitch, follow the Kick. We're going to be back with more videos later. But I'm going to end this one with a different outro because this video reminded me of something that I do like from Vegeta. And I'm going to put that right after this. And I'm going to end the video like that.